Hi, and welcome to video 5 of our Project Tibbles and Importing Data Set module. We're going to today talk about parsing dates. So suppose I have a tibble that is like so. So I've entered it as a triple so you can see what it's supposed to look like. So I have dates and times, numbers, factors, logicals. So you can see these are all set in as characters. So we want to convert the characters to the times we want, to the types that we want. So we want to parse them. Now, we're going to look at parse date and parse date time. They're very similar, but parse date is everything is going to count from January 1st, 1970. So it's going to count either as the number of days or the number of seconds. So a date time is going to count the number of days. The date is going to count the number of days, and the date time is going to count the number of seconds. So if I do parse date of that, I will get that. And if I do parse date time, it's going to add a time code, which lets me know it's a date time object. So it's going to expect the format that looks like the 4-digit year followed by a 2-digit month followed by a 2-digit date and day of the month, unless you tell it a different format. So for instance, if I give that, even though we understand it didn't know how to do it. Okay, so in order to do that kind of date, I have to tell it a format. So here, the %M says I want the 2-digit month. The %D tells it the day of the month. The %Y says a 4-digit year. And I have to put the slash marks in there that are in the date format, okay, since I have slashes instead of dashes. When I do that, then it recognizes it, and it's going to convert it to its standard form. So here are some of the more common format options that you may need in doing your format for dates. So if you had a 2-digit year, you would use the lowercase y. If you did the capital B, it would be the full month name. Lowercase b would be the abbreviation of the month. So for instance, I could do parse date, and now I've said spell out the month, put a space, put the date, the day of the month, put a comma, put another space, put the 4-digit year. Okay? And it converts that. Okay? So you're going to have an exercise now to do some parsing strings to be dates. Okay? So stop and do that exercise, and then we're going to come back. So pause your recording, do that exercise, then come back, and we'll look at parse time. Okay, parse time is very similar to parse date. Here are the standard formatting arguments you may need. So with parse time, you may need the hour in a 24-hour format or a 12-hour format, PM, minutes, seconds, double seconds, time zone, so forth. So those are some examples of formatting options you may need with parse time. So let's remind ourselves about this tibble that we had. Okay, now if I wanted to parse the time, okay, so let's see. I want to parse the time, so I want to make time a new thing, right? So I'm going to do a mutate, and I'm going to set time equal to the parse time of time with the format that is the hour, followed by a colon, followed by the minutes, followed by a colon, followed by the seconds. When I do that, now I see this is a time object, okay? So now you will have another exercise to do some time parsing. And then come back and we will finish up this section.